back. Okay, so this is part 2 of the Love and Hip Hop reunion at Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 6 reunion part 2. So we're gonna pick up on, we were talking about good reality shows that didn't need a whole bunch of nonsense and drama to be really good. Just Tia and Tamara, it's the only one. So we're gonna move on to the next phase of we've moved past Tommy and KK talking to each other. Who else did they? We talked to Lovely Mimi and Tommy and Carly about their beef. And if I must say, Carly is the most desperate person I've ever seen on any reality show ever. And I watch Big Brother, so I hate her. I just hate her. She's so pathetic and desperate and just embarrassing. Watching her is cringeworthy. But even worse than that are her stupid puns. I mean, her whole thing, she tried to come up with something to call Lovely Mimi. Like, girl, there are 3 months that you have between filming and reunion to come up with some good name puns. You knew her damn name was Lovely Mimi from the beginning, almost a year ago. You could have come up with something. She's talking about not so Lovely Mimi. Oh, good one. That's almost as bad as when she told K Michelle, "You look like the bottom of my shoe." And everyone was like, "Bitch, what?"
Classic
piece of shit. So I hate Carly. I hate Lovely Mimi. And as much as I hate Carly, I hate Lovely Mimi more. And the reason is because, no, I do not associate black people with just nonsense and ghetto. What I feel like Lovely Mimi is doing, however, is trying to act like a jigaboo, like a black-faced black, like back in the day when they kind of had to act dopey and silly to get attention and get on TV, and they had to wear blackface. Lovely Mimi gives me that kind of action. She's over the top, silly, stupid, dumb, airheaded, all under the guise of black wigs, nails, and hair and makeup. Like, I hate it. Like, you could, when she wasn't doing that, she was likable, she was funny. And then when she got around the other black people, even at the beginning of the reunion, she was pretty normal. And then when they put the spotlight on her, hey, yeah, like, stop. You look stupid. Would you be doing this if you were on The Bachelorette? Would you be acting like that if you were on Big Brother? Would you be acting like that if you were on, I don't know, any other, Failure to Launch, like anything? Would you be acting like that? No.
She would have been great for Flavor of Love.
She would have been great because he would have embarrassed her just like he did old girl. So I hate her a lot. And I really wanted someone to beat her ass.
One of the worst moves in Love and Hip Hop history.
Yeah, I may not watch anymore.
No matter what show. She is an embarrassment to the Taiwanese or Vietnamese, whatever her race is. She's an embarrassment to that. She's an embarrassment to what she's attempting to represent from the African American community. Man, it was just a horrible move. I understand the million Twitter, social media followers.
It. She's whack.
Somebody like that with a personality like that. It's not
Give
horrible
her
to
own
see.
Show on TLC. Lovely Mimi Takes Atlanta. She doesn't need to be with all these, and some of them are hot messes, but all these established ass black people.
Speaking of established,
she's got an establishment, and that's great, but her actions are stupid.
Carly Red, as desperate as she is,
I hate her.
I can appreciate how she's taking advantage of the opportunities.
Yep, she
opening
knows
up
what
stores.
To do.
She's probably one of the most currently successful people on the stage right now.
Yeah.
If you're not looking at what somebody did in the 90s and different things like that.
Bitch, don't come for Stevie J.
What? I could have been talking about Scrappy.
Scrappy wasn't out in the 90s.
I could have been talking about Josh.
He wasn't out in the 90s.
Oh, that's you caught me with the 90s, but I was gonna say or the 2000s.
How dare you?
We're talking about the anything after 2010. If you're comparing outside of how much money Mimi made off of her sex tape, Carly Red is probably the most successful person on that stage.
Well, I'll say this: Carly Red gives me Farrah Abraham vibes. You hate her guts. But you got to give it up for that bitch's business sense, because she knows what she's doing. Farrah is the most successful teen mom, and she is the most unlikable bitch on the face of this planet. She is a horrible person. I mean, just a black soul person. And Carly is just like her. But they both do well with business and make smart business moves. And that's what's up. Good, because the shows ain't going to be forever. So then we go on, and I have to say this. When Dawn and Treasure P went back and forth, I thought Treasure and Sierra were the same person until the reunion. So I got to catch up.
Who is Sierra?
Sierra's Shooter's wife, and Shooter is the guy that was sleeping with the girl that was shaped like a man.
Yeah, they look a lot alike.
Right, and I thought they were the same person. You can't introduce two same characters, except Treasure's mouth is turned up a certain way that I can't stand. I've known so many people with that same face, and they all have that same kind of poisonous ass attitude. I hate her. But here's the sad part. She's not likable. She's extremely annoying, but then you can tell she wants to fit in. And that's the part that makes me really sad for her.
Yeah, she wants to fit in, but she says all the wrong things.
Right, and she's extremely inconsiderate, and she wants to be the hero for all the side bitches, which makes her a loser as fuck. And I'm glad Dime went upside that dome. But Dime said, every time I see you, I'm going to beat your ass. And I love Dime.
Absolutely. It was, I love anything on site. Anything on site.
Me too.
Back to Black Ink Crew. Shout out to Sky from Black Ink Crew.
Bitch, you know what?
She kept her word. On site means on site.
I want Sky from Black Ink Crew to meet Paul from Big Brother when he gets out of that house, and I want her to beat his ass.
I want Sky from Black Ink Crew, if she's really going to be the general manager of the shop in Atlanta, I want her on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
I do
Make
too.
that work. Make that crossover. I love a good crossover.
Yeah, anytime y'all can do it.
Shout out to you.
Because Caesar was there, so we can
get
Caesar
Caesar was on there, so Sky can be on there too. Mm-hmm. And Sky will fight. Actually, I want to see Sky and Jocelyn in the same room. That would be pretty amazing.
They would date.
Probably.
They would date, and that would be one beautiful ass couple too.
Absolutely.
Ooh, they would be gorgeous. I would get a picture of them laying together on my wall, because that's just beautiful. That is art.
Speaking of dating, let's talk about how Melissa has had sex with every woman on the stage.
Melissa, the OG. Okay, I love Melissa. That hair, girl.
She
you
could have kept the braids. She got Snoop Dogg hair.
Now, here's what I didn't like. Arian has always presented herself to be this sweetheart. This.
I always knew she was sneaky.
She's got a really nice brain. She's always looked gorgeous. She's always been in shape. She looks fantastic. She's always been a really decent friend to Mimi, even though I think they've been sleeping together this whole time. But what I don't like is when she's mean, she's mean. She is evil sometimes. And I was shocked how Melissa looked hurt as fuck. And it did not look staged or fake. I did not like that Arian was trying to play mean girl. And we've seen her in this way before. Anytime Mimi gets a girlfriend, Arian comes out and she shows the most anti-mentality. Do you remember those extremely transphobic comments she made about her last boyfriend? I'm trying to think of her last boyfriend's name. You remember from last season?
You talking about Stevie J's duplicate?
Maybe. I'm trying to think of his name, but I can't.
You're not talking about Nico, right?
No, remember the first relationship she had with a girl, but the girl identified as
Chris.
Do you remember Arian attacking Chris and was like, if you were really trying to be, she was like, you said you're a boy, but I mean, you still have titties. And I'm like, you are part of the LGBT community. You need to grow up. And it hurt me because Chris and Chris was extremely elusive. She didn't like camera time, but the entire time he was saying, I know how I identify and I know what my soul is, but I don't have the financial means to take care of the physical part yet. And Arian was poking fun at that. I remember thinking, you took a long time to become the mean girl, but it's because you're the lowest of the low kind of mean. I'm glad you took a while. It sucked. And now we see her kind of trying to bully Melissa, all because Melissa's not taking those cookies anymore. But sorry, but I mean, I don't like this side of Arian. They can actually just leave her off next season. I used to really like her. She was a breath of fresh air, but it's a pretty sad day when Stevie J had more self-respect than Arian.
Hey.
Yeah, and then Mimi.
How dare you? Stevie J has plenty of self-respect.
I love Stevie J when he's not on crack, but... And then Mimi. Why was she on stage with everybody? Every person that had a story, Mimi was on stage. She was literally like a piece of furniture, and she felt like she had to say something. So when they recapped Jamaica, yeah, grandma thing. When they recapped Jamaica, everyone was like, it was fun. We did this and that. Oh, yeah, girl, we had fun. We turned up. And Mimi was like, can't be left out. So she goes, it's Jamaica. I was like, thanks, Mimi. We had no idea.
I like to see Mimi in a good space. It was horrible seeing her so beaten and broken and changing every piece of her body. I'd rather see her being
sad than the angry,
and then every time Jocelyn pointed out one of her body parts,
the next season she would get it fixed. Yes. No, you're right. And also, I noticed something that's kind of weird and random. Since day one, Carly has always had this extremely unhealthy obsession with telling Stevie J's business. Like, she's always carried Stevie J's mess. But then, when she wanted a producer, when she was trying to rap, and she had that little Fendi Prada song, she was flirting her ass off with him. And I think she's always wanted a piece of Stevie J, of the good guy. But he's never given her the time of day because she's pathetic. But she's always been extremely obsessed with him. And the way she treated Esmeralda made me like, you still carry a torch for Stevie J, who will never give you a shot. It was pathetic. Go back and watch seasons like 1 through 3, and you'll see like she was extremely obsessed with Stevie J.
I thought she was just starting around.
No, she was obsessed with him. It got to the point where Mimi said, I'm never going to invite her anywhere else because all she talks about is Stevie. It was pathetic. So anyway...
Stevie passed that one to the homeboy, to Benzino.
Probably, yeah.
Shout out to Benzino, man.
He's doing really well.
If Love and Hip Hop wants to move back in the right direction, they need to bring Benzino back.
Not Althea, just Benzino. Remember Fifi?
No, I don't.
He got a big ass picture of her tattoo. It's like a 2-foot picture of her.
Shout out to Benzino and his tattoo.
I want to try that crab. Everyone talks about that damn crab that he sells at his restaurant in Atlanta.
Yeah, we may stop by and get some crab on our way to Orlando.
Old
in
Town.
the next 2-3 weeks or so.
Maybe. Okay, so we kind of wrap up the show with like a greatest moments thing. Scrappy says he's going to focus on music. Lovely Mimi tried to shout herself out to Stevie J and was like, "You trying to go in another direction? Shut up! You're one bitch. You're not Cardi B. Lower your voice. You're not Jocelyn. Calm the fuck down."
That's how I know that it's not the personality or
it's her stupid ass, and it's so inauthentic.
Because I can listen to Cardi B talk crazy all day.
It took a while. It took a while until you realize, like, oh no, this bitch is real.
That's just who she is. Yeah,
I thought she was trying to be Jocelyn at first too.
No,
because Jocelyn was extremely loud, but Jocelyn's always loud.
Yeah,
but she was the first generation of her kind, and then we got all these other people.
Horrible move. Take Lovely Mimi off every show.
The fuck on. And I actually want them to let Dawn beat her ass one time before she goes as a parting gift, and let me see it.
It's fair.
Let me watch it. Or let Sky get to her.
Also fair.
Right? Or Bernice.
Don't do this.
So, we wrap up the show. Stevie J is not getting back with Jocelyn. He wants to be back in the LPG game, life partner gang, baby. He also may carry a torch for Esmeralda, but he's going to keep it straight business.
No, he's not.
That's what she said, and he said, but, so did he and Jocelyn. I was like, when did you see us kiss? Who? Us? We like each other? Girl, no. Remember? Fast forward, baby. Fake marriage and baby and all. So we wrap it up. Melissa's hurt over Arian. Arian and Mimi treat Melissa really bad. That whole situation was muggy. Nina should have asked better questions. I could really just watch thumbnail version of what's his name? A jock on that show. They need to just keep a thumbnail reaction cam on him so I can just see how he's reacting to anything at any given time, because he's everything. Stop putting the damn camera on that ugly ass pig face Treasure P. I hate her, but put it on, and I don't say pig face because of how her lips turned up, not her weight, but keep it on
because weight shaming is wrong, but face shaming is okay, and
it is because you have an annoying face. I just want to hit you. And shout out to Dime for completing that for us. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pretty good season. That season was long as hell. Maybe we should cut back to a couple fewer episodes because that was way too long. But we look forward to next season. Catch our podcast on the Big Brother Review, as well as Potomac and all the other shows we watch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Signing off. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Have a good one.